Can you get rid of the annoying old Xbox One ad on your videos? LOL, they're auto. Thank you. They are. Jaime, ¿por qué eres tan jodido? No respondes a los comentarios en tus videos y mucho menos respondes los comentarios en español. ¿Te crees superior o algo? ¿Qué te pasa? Nothing really. This is just an English video. It's kind of a given, buddy. Jaime Rivera, Jaime Rivera, Jaime Rivera never gets old. Yeah, I know. And I love that. That's right. It's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera. This is Pocketnow, and this is the Pocketnow Daily Recap for last week. On Monday, the topic was iPhone 7, possibly Pro. We talked about a dual SIM variant, 256 gigs of storage, and no headphone jack. I asked you, what do you think about dual SIM smartphones? We had 755 comments. F dual SIM, we need a 64 gig base model. If iPhones would start at 64 gigs, that would be awesome, but it's Apple. It's not gonna happen. I think they'll have their own SIM card in one slot, an Apple SIM card. What is it for? I don't know. I know, what Apple plans to do with that SIM card just baffles me, but if they would make something really cool just for data, it would be awesome. Now, give me one SIM and an SD card slot better. Oh my god, if Apple would ever provide an external SIM card on the iPhone, it would just go crazy, but then their whole business model of selling more expensive iPhones would just die with that. On Tuesday, the topic was the Galaxy Note 7, the possibility that there will only be an Edge variant, and I asked you if you care about there only being an Edge variant. We had 781 comments. I buy a Note to write with the S Pen. Having curves mixed with there would make it difficult. You know, you're probably one of the few people that actually uses the Note for the S Pen, but hey, I would want the regular variant as I don't feel it's sturdy enough to withstand the fall on its face or on the edge. I do agree, a few people that have owned the Galaxy S7 Edge or the Galaxy Note Edge back in the day had a lot of trouble with that. So yeah, no, I wouldn't mind. What's there not to like about curved edges? I don't even care about the edge features because I wouldn't willingly buy a Note 7 Edge just for the gorgeous curves alone. I partially agree, mainly because I love that surreal effect where the edges make the phone look like if it doesn't have any bezels. What I don't like is how you hold the phone and how uncomfortable it is on things like taking a photograph, for example. I wish that Samsung would implement some sort of palm rejection in certain modes because it's pointless for you to have the edges activated when you're trying to take a photo, for example. Oh man, then Wednesday the topic was iPhone Pro. We heard possible price points ranging from $820 to $1,300, and I asked you, what did you think about the price tags? We had 1,056 comments. Thanks a lot, guys. Apple fanboys, it's a Pro, so definitely its price is justified. I cannot wait to see Apple's quarter results and see how the iPad lineup is performing with that whole Pro thing. I don't think it went far, even though I do love my iPad Pro, I'll admit. Whether or not you like Apple products, you can't deny that they're a bunch of greedy bastards. $99 for an effing pencil, and the 16GB base model with the next one up to 64 gigs, so you gotta pay even more. Yes, they make the 16GB model so difficult for you to want to buy that you're forced to go for 64 gigs. I hate it too, and it is definitely a scheme. $1,350 for an iPhone. Who's pumping LSD into the air conditioning of the Apple headquarters? Oh man, I don't know, but yeah, I do agree. Who would pay that much amount of money for a phone? Seriously. Then on Thursday, the topic was the possible HTC Nexus. We had some leaked specifications, and I asked you what you thought of them. We had 689 comments. Seriously, 4GB of RAM is way more than enough. I don't think everybody agrees. 8GB of RAM, yet Android still lags. Heck, see, I told you. Don't really care about anything else at the moment. RAM is enough. But no expandable storage with 32 gigs in 2016, no, definitely no. My god, yeah, I do have to agree. 32 gigs is cutting it really short, and again, just forcing people to buy more stuff, because the problem with Android is even if you have an external storage card, there are certain things you really can't baffle around to that storage card. I wish 64 gigs was just the topic. I mean, phones are not cheap. Storage should not be a problem. And finally, on Friday, the topic was display technology. I asked you if you cared about that when buying a new smartphone because we hear that Apple has a new supplier for OLED, which is Sharp after Foxconn acquired it. We had 580 comments. OLED is simply the best technology for screens. iPhone screens look terrible in comparison. I I don't agree. They're not terrible, but definitely OLED is far better today than it was 3 years ago. After using a Note 4 from an iPhone 5, I can't go back to LCD, and here I'm listening to people saying how good Apple is in camera and screen. Oh my god, yes. If you look at OLED displays this year, you can definitely tell that the iPhone is outclassed. I do agree that OLED has come a long way, but you have to remember that back in the day, pen-tile displays were the last thing that you wanted, and then LCD just made it better. So I think that it's cool to see technologies transition from one technology being inferior to going superior. Clearly, Apple needs to do something about it now. I really don't care about display technology as long as it has good viewing angles and gets bright. I love this comment mainly because of that. IPS LCD displays are great on LG phones, but then the LG G5 is not so great. And then we've got OLED displays on certain smartphones that don't really have good angles or have screen burn issues. So I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, technology is not there yet. There are cases where phones have OLED displays that aren't great, phones that have LCD displays that aren't great. So that's the coolest part about reviewing phones, that we get to tell you which ones do a good job and which ones don't. That's it for the Pocketnow Daily Recap. Thank you very much for watching. A couple of tips if you want your comments to be featured. Number 1, keep them short. Number 2, stick to the point. Number 3, try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media and hit that subscribe button down below for more videos like this one. You can also catch our videos on Vessel, vessel.com/pocketnow, and follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera, on Instagram at Jaime Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.